Last month, I took a poll to ask what your favorite workouts are so that I could put them into a wonderful mix of the best as told by you guys. Today is an express cut, so I'm only getting to a few of the hits here, but if you'd like to see more, I'm posting multiple videos based on all of your favorites over to my membership. If you're not there already, it's where the party is. We get into really fun variations, some prop work, more challenge, some longer exercises. I think you'll really like it. Of course, if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe. I have new workouts all the time, and I have some program content coming up in January that you will not want to miss. It's a great way to start your new year. Let's begin. 2 red springs or 2 red springs and 1 blue spring, otherwise known as 2 heavy springs, or 2 heavy springs and 1 light. And if you're curious, I'm on a balance body machine, if you're wondering which spring colors those correspond to. We'll place the balls of the feet on the foot bar. Now, if your calves or feet are cramping, you are, of course, welcome to bring yourself down to your arches at any time. But let's give this a shot. We're going to bring the right leg to tabletop, left foot stays on the foot bar. Let me just adjust my sock. There we go. I'm just going to press out and bend the knee, bring it in. Making sure your foot is in line with your hip on that standing leg. Good. And we press out and in. 3 more to make it 6. Again, we don't want to pop straight into that joint. We want to smoothly extend. Now as we come in, we're going to extend the leg over the foot bar, bend it to tabletop on the way in. Extend as we go forward, bend to bring it in. So we can aim that knee just about right over the hip. I noticed I was going a little too far in toward my chest as I looked at the monitor, but we want to really find that nice organized tabletop with the foot about as high as the knee. Knee right over hip. Now, next time we come in, tabletop, we're going to extend the leg under the bar. As we press away, tabletop, extend the leg over the bar. Tabletop, reach the leg under. Tabletop, reach the leg over. And switch. 1 more set like this. Good. Now we'll send the leg right up to the ceiling, straight knee, and lower over the foot bar. Straight up and lower. 4, 3. You'll notice it's not a kick. It's a controlled lift. Nice. Now we're going to press out again. Keep that left leg straight. Tap the bar with your foot. Raise it back up. Tap the bar with your foot. Raise it back up. And again, it's not tap and kick. It's not a grand pas ballet, although we can do that sometime. It's just a controlled lift using your core and your thighs. And 1, hold at the top, circles to the outside, keeping your left hip really heavy and really steady to keep that pelvis nice and still. Good. Only 5 of these in each direction. And you can take this as small or as large as you like. It just has to be within your range of control. And I do encourage you to explore what the end of your range is, but only push it that far. When you're ready, bend the knee, bring it in, close the stopper. You can drape that left leg over the foot bar. Give yourself a quick calf massage so nothing cramps, hopefully. We're going to do it all again on the other side. Deep breath in, just letting all those little bumps melt away. You can, of course, roll front to back as well if that feels nice. When you're ready, right foot goes to the foot bar. I'm going to fix my sock again. These shrink a little. When you're ready, left leg comes to tabletop, right heel is lifted. We're going to start just pressing away and bending the leg to come in. I'm just going to scooch my leg a little bit so I'm a little better situated. We've got 5 more. 4. Last 3. Core is always supporting. Final 2. and 1. Good. Now we're going to extend that leg over the foot bar. Exhale, bring it to tabletop. Bend the leg over or extend the leg over the foot bar. Bend it to tabletop as you extend the right leg. 4 more. And if your left leg starts cramping, you can always flex that foot. That may happen if you just worked it so hard, or since we worked it so hard on the other side. Final 2. Otherwise, you can go for a nice point or just a relaxed foot. Good. Now we're going to reach over the foot bar, bring it to tabletop, reach under the foot bar as we come in. Bring it to tabletop as you extend through the right leg. Over the foot bar, tabletop, under the foot bar, tabletop. 2 more sets like this. And the reason why I suggest a pointed toe, just for background, is I find it activates the muscles in the lower leg a little bit more effectively than a relaxed foot or a flexed foot. That's just my personal preference. Good. Now we reach over the foot bar, we send the leg up to the ceiling and lower it over the foot bar. So again, we're not kicking it up to the ceiling or rushing that extension. We're lifting it with control and bringing it back with control. Lots of work through the thighs happening in both cases. 3 more. Final 2. And 1. Good. Now we're going to press back out. That leg goes up to the ceiling. We're really going to control the leg as it goes down and as it goes up. So we're not going to let power or momentum drive this one. We're going to make our muscles do the work. So again, core and quads especially. You may feel other things activating. That's fine. Final 2. And last one. Back up to the ceiling, circles to the outside, 5 in each direction. And again, lots of weight or anchoring down in that right hip to avoid wiggling, and then only take the range of motion as far as you can control. But you're welcome to kind of push it to the edge a little bit, as long as it's not causing any pain. 2 more. And last one. Very good. Place both feet on the foot bar. Let's just take a little calf stretch here before we massage that right leg. Bend one leg, extend the other. And switch. And extend both legs, lift the heels, bend the knees, bring it in. We'll drape the right leg over the foot bar. Rock it side to side. Give yourself a nice massage here. Great job. Okay, next up we're going to lower the foot bar, come up to sitting. All right, now this is the most requested one by far, feet in straps. You're going to place the headrest up. I've switched onto 1 heavy and 1 light spring. Grab your straps when you're ready. If you have double loops on your machine, you can go for the long loops for this one. Otherwise, work with what you have. Lie down on your machine. We're going to place 1 strap on each foot. And extend the legs up to the ceiling. Get nice and comfortable. And we're going to make sure you have enough room between your shoulders and the shoulder blocks. Arms down by your sides, and we'll start with a classic lower and lift. So we'll squeeze the inner thighs together. Big breath in. Exhale, lower the legs down with control. And raise the toes up to the ceiling. So as always, we are focusing on keeping the bottom of the sacrum really anchored to the mat. We're not letting the tailbone lift up and letting the butt peel. We're really encouraging that big crease at the front of the hips. So the way I like to encourage that with my live clients is like, imagine like you had a big weight, an anchor in your tailbone that's holding the bottom of your back, the lowest part of your back, basically your butt, down to the mat as the toes lift up. So it's almost like an opposing force down as your toes are pulling and reaching up to the ceiling. If you're having trouble with that, maybe play around with the bottom of the sacrum staying down to the mat. Maybe imagine that. Otherwise, we can focus on really using our core control for this one. Feeling the hip bones pull together towards center. Good, taking a big breath in and exhaling as we lower down to help encourage that control. Good. Now toes come up to the ceiling. We'll go right into our leg circles. Open, draw the legs down around, zip them all the way together before they lift. So I really encourage you to find that squeeze before you come up. Keep it nice and clean. Good. 4 more in this direction. I think leg circles are where it's at for everyone, right? This seems to be the big favorite. Are you a leg circle person or a frog circle person? Please leave me a comment, let me know. Okay, next time the legs come up, we will reverse, press down, legs open, they come around and close at the top. And of course, this can be rather small. I'd say the classical leg circles are much more high and dainty, or high and small. Contemporary leg circles tend to go quite a bit larger. I don't really have a strong opinion either way, as long as you are keeping control. Core is on and your pelvis is nice and quiet. Let's take 1 more. Next time we bring it up to the top, we're going to flip to Pilates V. Separate the feet as wide as your machine, and we're going to draw our V shape. So lower the legs on a diagonal line, heels come together at the bottom, then we separate the feet as we bring it up to the top. So it's kind of like we lower down, heels come together, separate, drawing a straight line as we go up. Heels lower, and we control as we come up, still keeping that nice external rotation the entire time. Good, 4 more like this. So hip rotation is a big deal. For some of us, one version of it is much better than the other. For me, I could do external rotation all day long. My internal rotation needs help, but they're both important. Now, we bring the legs internally rotated. So toes together, heels apart. We're going to draw a triangle shape, separating the feet as we go down, bringing them together as they come up. So it's that diagonal line as we go down and as we come up. So you can aim about as wide as your machine for this one. Sometimes I see folks tempted to really take it super wide. I don't love to do that because it gets more into the inner thighs than the front of the hip, which is really what I'm after. But, you know, if it feels good to you, that's okay too. But the original intent from my perspective is those hip flexors kind of on the outside edge on the front. Let's take another 2. So we're leading with the heels down and up, still keeping that wrap inward all the way through the top of the hip. Last one. Good. As we come up to the top, let's flip back to external rotation. Bend your knees, soles of the feet together. Hold on to the ropes. Bring your legs to a nice butterfly pose. Butterfly stretch. Peter Pan, extend the right leg out toward the side. You can pull the rope to bring the leg a little closer in toward your body. Left leg goes out. Same thing, pull the rope. When you're ready, legs extend up, flex the feet. Pull the ropes down toward your chest. Bend one leg, extend the other, and switch. When you're ready, we're going to take the straps off of the feet, anchor yourself down on the foot bar, and we will continue on. All right, we'll continue on with our side lying glute series, one of my favorites, and I'm so proud to hear that it's one of your favorites as well. We'll add on 1 light spring or 1 heavy spring. I'm going to do the light today because I aggravated an old injury recently, so I won't totally push it, but I'm going to put this yoga block here so it's my pillow. If you don't have something like that, you can just rest your head down on your hand with your elbow on the headrest or flattened out, or down on your bicep in that same position. When we're ready, the strap will go over your leg onto your thigh, so it's positioned up over the knee. You're going to lie down on your right side. Head will rest wherever you found is best for you. Knees will be right in front of the hips. Shins parallel to the front of your machine, and you can scoot back as far as you need to really make this position work. When you're ready, we're going to press that top hip away so you've got a lift under the bottom ribs. You'll see that there's some pink light coming out from under my ribs. If you don't see that lift happening, but you still feel that lift of your ribs and the stacking of your hips, totally fine. We're going to flex the feet, take a big breath in, lift that leg up to hip height, lower down. Lift the leg up, lower down. Now we're going to do 6 more as we go, some troubleshooting things. A lot of times I see people rock the hips back. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the hips totally still, and it's not necessarily an opening or rotation of the hip. We're keeping the hip in parallel so that it's really working the outside of the glutes. 2 more. And pause. Hip height, we're going to pulse up and down. 6 more to make it 8. So again, this is staying at hip height and higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I think this is the hardest part of this series. We're going to lift, internally rotate, bring your top knee down to your bottom knee, lift, externally rotate, top heel down to bottom heel. Big lift in between, knee to knee, big lift in between, heel to heel. So that big lift allows you to really focus this rotation in the hip socket where it belongs, and it really activates a very specific part of your glutes once you find it. So it's tempting to keep this low. That's fine, but if you can go big, why not go big? Now, more troubleshooting tips. You can also think about this knee hitting right on top of that bottom knee as you internally rotate, and the heel hitting the bottom heel. If you overshoot, it's just going to take it to a different intention. And I think it's easier when you do that. Last one. This is where it really starts to suck. Relax. Good. Pound it out if you need to. Relax your position. Do what you got to do. But wait, there's more. So when you're ready, let's get into position again. So I'm going to take a moment, wiggle around forever, and press the top hip away. So we're lifted, once again, lifted and stacked. Lift that leg up to hip height, circles to the outside. So really make sure you lift. Don't be afraid to push away on that strap. And again, troubleshooting, it's not an extension of the leg. We're still keeping it bent in tabletop. But we really want to make sure that we're pushing through the strap so we activate the glute muscles that we want to. Last 2. And we're really feeling the accumulation of the fatigue on the second set of exercises. 5 more. This is where I start counting instead of talking business, because I'm holding on for dear life myself. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now hover at hip height. We're going to bend and extend the leg, just hinging at the knee. So we're not sending the leg or the carriage anywhere else. We're just hinging the knee, extending it forward, and then bending, bringing the heel close to your bottom. 3 more. Maybe I lied. Maybe these are the worst. I think these are the worst. Last one. Wow. Okay. Pound it out. We're going to need a glute stretch after this. And when you're ready, take that strap off of your leg. Close the stopper with control. Oh, that was a really long ride, wasn't it? Okay, we're gonna pull the ropes out of the way, at least for me with this machine. I need to do that, otherwise you can just put it back where it lives, turn around, and we'll prepare for the other side. So when you're ready, grab that opposite strap, lie down on your left side. Head can rest wherever you decided is best for you. Thread that foot through the strap, wiggle the strap all the way up to your thigh. Once again, it needs to be over your knee, on your thigh, like a garter. Scoot back wherever you need to. Stack yourself into your tabletop position. Get comfortable. Make sure you have enough time to do that. And when you're ready, we're going to send the top hip away so that we have this bottom rib here really lifted. Now, I notice sometimes in class, people tend to tuck the pelvis under and send the hips forward. We really don't want to do that. You don't have to be arched through the spine, but we don't want this tucking to happen here. We want to really be able to free the glutes here. So anyway, flexing the feet, feeling nice and ready. We're going to lift that leg up to hip height and lower it down. lift, and lower. Now this side probably is feeling tired already because you already stabilized on the other side. And that's okay, we expect that. I'm wiggling around. So I just did exactly what I don't want you to do, just to rock the hips back. You can get another view of what that looks like. You really want to keep the hips stacked nice and steady. Good. Now we lift the leg up to hip height, pulses up and down. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we lift, knee down to knee. You really have to keep that bottom rib hovered. Lift, heel to heel. Big lift, knee down to knee. Big lift, heel down to heel. 6 more. And again, exaggerate that lift if you need to. Use your breath. Last 2. And last set. Once you're equal on both sides, rest, or in both directions. Give yourself a little pound. Let the life come back into you. And when you're ready, restack the hips, flex the feet again. We're going to do, I was going to say a speed run for the end, but we're not going to speed it up. But we're gonna white knuckle through it. When you're ready, lift that leg to hip height. We're going to circle around, lift high, draw the leg out, around and up. 7 more to make it 8, keeping that left side of your torso lifted. Last 3. 2. And if you're struggling to keep those ribs lifted on the bottom side, engage your core a little bit more. Invoke your obliques. All right, we've reversed. We've got 6 more. Last 4. 3. Final 2. And 1. Pause at hip height, bend and extend, just hinging at the knee. 6 more. 5. Last 4. Final 3. Use your breath. 2. And 1. Good. Lower down. Oh boy. Pound it out. When you're ready, take that strap off. Close the stopper. You're going to rotate onto your back. I will get rid of my yoga block because I don't need it. We'll go for our pretzel stretch. Cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Draw your legs in toward your chest. Oh God, that's intense. I definitely am feeling that right now. You can rock your hips side to side. The goal here is to keep your head down and draw the knees in as close to your body as you comfortably, in quotes, can. I'm ready to move on. Let's cross the other leg on top this time. When you're ready, find that pressure down. Good. And rest. Let's move on. All right, let's finish up with elephant, which was another subscriber request. So we're going to put on either 1 heavy and 1 light spring or 2 heavy springs. When you're ready, heels come up to these shoulder blocks. Whoops. We're going to hinge back, bring your hips right over your heels. So we don't want to be forward with our weight on the toes. We want our weight fully on the heels so that we can actually lift the toes up. You're pressed away from the foot bar. You can be rounded for this one. I think flat back feels great, so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to push the carriage back, fold at the hips, flaring the sit bones out behind you, and bring the carriage back in with control. Press away and back. So you'll notice my hips, at least I don't think, are moving around. I don't think they are. My shoulders are not moving forward and back. So we want this constant pressure away from the foot bar. And I use this cue. I don't know if it makes sense to anybody else, but if you were a Game of Thrones watcher, if you remember Hodor, he had to hold the door. That was like his mission, right? Spoilers, sorry. So that's what you want to be doing here, basically. You want to be keeping that pressure of the hands away from the foot bar. Maybe it's hoe bar, I don't know. Hold the bar. But we want to feel that lengthening through the back of the legs, especially as the carriage starts to draw back in. Keep those heels planted down. Nice. Very good. Bring the carriage all the way to a close. We're going to come down to a kneeling position, and you are all done. Thank you so much. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I have so much good stuff coming. I have a January program coming out. If you are not a member, join now. You're going to get access to all of the extended subscriber favorites videos, and I promise there's some really juicy stuff in there, so you definitely won't want to miss that. Thank you so much to my membership supporters. You guys are amazing. It's been a great year. Thank you for all your support, and extra special thanks to those loyal folks who have been with me for 6 months or more. You guys absolutely killed it, and huge thanks to the year plus crew. I love you all. I will see you next time.